Hello children, welcome once again. Last class we have seen the different technique of separation. We have seen two methods, the using a separating funnel and sublimation, isn't it? Now there is a question, if you are getting a mixture of miscible liquids, how will you separate? We have seen how to separate a mixture of immiscible liquids. What do you mean by miscible and immiscible liquids? Yes, liquids, if they are mixing each other without separation, then they are known as miscible, and if they are not mixing completely each other, they remain as different layers there, then they are known as immiscible. So, if you are getting a mixture of miscible liquids, then how will you separate? For that, there is a method of separation that is known as distillation. That method is known as distillation. We can see the method distillation. Till now we have seen 4 different methods of separation. This is the 5th method, distillation, and distillation is for miscible, mixture of miscible liquids. That is the principle, mixture of miscible liquids. Miscible liquids. If the liquid components are the miscible each other, then we will adopt the method of distillation for separating the different components. And one more condition is the components should have a difference in the boiling point as more than 25 Kelvin. 2 components will be there in that mixture, and that component should be differ in the boiling points more than 25 Kelvin. Then we can, if the mixture is miscible liquid mixture, then and also if the component should vary, if they vary in their boiling points with a quantity of 25 Kelvin, then we can adopt this method of distillation. For that we can take that mixture in this round bottom flask. Here we are taking the mixture to be separated in this round bottom flask. Children, whenever you are drawing a figure, the correct drawing and labeling is very important. Labeling means all the required things you have to label. Without label, the picture is incomplete. Okay. So, here we are taking that mixture in a round bottom flask, and we are keeping that round bottom flask in a tripod stand, and burner will be provided there bottom, and it is fixed using a stand there. A thermometer is inserted through the cork. Okay, and then there is a opening there. In that opening, it is this round bottom flask is connected to a condenser. This is the condenser there, and if this condenser has an inlet and outlet, this is the inlet and outlet. Okay. So, through this we are allowing water to pass. Water is not mixing with the inner tube, it is passing only through the outer sides, and this when water is coming in, and it will pass through this area and it will flow out. Through this it will enter, and without mixing the inner liquid, it will be passing out through the other opening, that is outlet. Okay, so here you imagine that we have taken a mixture of acetone and water. Okay, acetone and water in your textbook is given as an example, that is miscible liquids. Acetone, you know, nail polish remover, that acetone and water will mix each other, they will not remain separate layers, and we cannot identify there any acetone layer or water layer. So, we can say that they are a mixture of miscible liquids. Such a mixture, if you are getting, that mixture we will be taking in this round bottom flask. Okay, and then we are heating it. Depending upon the boiling point of the component which has lower boiling point, will be evaporating first, vaporizing first. So, here you know acetone will have a smaller boiling point than water. So acetone will come into vapors before water. Water will be here as such, and that we have inserted a thermometer there. Looking into the thermometer reading, we can identify when the temperature is constant there, we can say that one component state is transferring, isn't it? Transformation of one component state is happening there. That time it will be the boiling point of that component. That also you know. So during that time, that one component will be passing as vapors and will pass through this. The vapors will pass through. When the vapors pass through this, water is passing through the condenser. So that will cool the vapor and the liquid will be collected there in this beaker kept there. Okay. So if that mixture contain two miscible liquids, depending upon their boiling points, we are separating them, and one condition is that they should have a difference in the boiling point as 25 Kelvin. At that time, the component which has lower boiling point will boil first and go into the vapor, leaving the other component there in the round bottom flask, and that vapors on coming and passing through the condenser, it will condenses back into liquid form and we can collect it there. Okay, so this is the method of separation of two miscible liquids, that is distillation. Okay, and now we can see another condition. If it is miscible liquids, okay, if it is miscible liquids, but if they do not differ in the boiling points, the difference is not between, suppose the difference is less than 25 Kelvin, then what we will do? Yes, that time we will do the method of, next method, that is we will do the method of fractional distillation. Fractional distillation. And in that method, the only there will be a slight change. There is only a slight change for this apparatus setup. There, in between this round bottom flask and the condenser, there fractionating column will be inserted there. That is the only change. If we consider the distillation and fractional distillation, we will have a difference is that to the fractionating column we are connecting this condenser there. Okay, that figure is the page number 22. Page number 22, figure 2.10. Figure 2.10. What is happening there? The slight difference is there in this area. In this area only the difference. So at that time what is happening there? We can see here it is close here, and here also slight change we can make. Okay, so this is joined there, and here we can see a fractionating column, and this fractionating columns will be completely filled with the beads. Okay, so many beads are there. It is packed with the beads there, and from this actually we are connecting, from this we are connecting this. There is, okay, fractionating column, we are connecting that condenser there. Okay, so this is beads arranging fractionating column there. So this is the only difference in the case of fractional distillation. If we are considering the fractional distillation there, and that mixture, the condition for that method is that mixture should contain miscible liquids, and the second condition is that there will not be a considerable difference in the boiling point. Very close boiling points will be there if that components, then we will adopt fractional distillation. The one more column, this is the fractionating column, and this fractionating columns will be provided with lots of beads. Beads will be filled there, and this beads will give surface area, more surface area for the repeated vaporization and condensation. Repeated vaporization and condensation, large surface area is required, that will be provided by this bead. So, at that time what is happening, one component which has a lower boiling point will be evaporated first, will go into the vapor, and when that vapors will touch this beads, it will condense back. Again it will come here, and repeatedly it will be vaporizing and condensing, condensing and vaporizing. Repeatedly this process is happening there, so that there is a chance of getting one component separately is maximum. For example, I will tell you, if you are adopting the method of filtration there, okay, you imagine that you have made a sand and water mixture there, and you are filtering the mixture once. The remaining solution, you are getting a clear solution there. But same after once filtered solution, you take it for one more time, you filter it. Second time it will be much more clear, isn't it? So, if you are increasing the number of filtration, that outer water you are getting, end of the filtration, the water which we are getting will be more and more clear. So, repeatedly you are filtering isn't it? So, here also repeated heating and cooling, that means repeatedly it is going into the vapors and coming back into, condensing back into water again, that liquid form again. So, at that time 100% sure chance is there for getting one component pure, and that vapors will be finally coming through this condenser and will be condensed to liquid form. So, repeatedly this is happening, so there is a chance of getting one component 100%. Okay, so that is the difference between distillation and fractional distillation. First condition is that boiling point will not have a sufficient difference of the components present in that mixture in the case of fractional distillation. And the second difference is that in fractional distillation we are inserting one more system there, that is fractionating column there. These are the two differences when we consider distillation and fractional distillation. We have studied there in the 8th standard and all. If you are separating the different components of petroleum, there we are adopting this fractional distillation, right? And also if we want to separate the different components of air, that time also we will adopt this method of fractional distillation. Hope this much is clear to you. Thank you.